What's going on, world? This is Sean of the King. I'm here to bring you my review for Naruto Manga Chapter 603. I'm going to title this chapter Obito is Iron Man. I'll get to that towards the end of the video. Alright, let's jump into this review. I got a lot of thoughts that I need to talk about, and because this chapter was 100% flashback, and it looks like about a good quarter of it was just poo references. You know, it's not much to talk about, but a lot to analyze. Alright, so again, like I said, the chapter takes place, it seems like a few months after Obito's initial arrival in Madara's lair. He is still not being able to use his Zetsu right arm and right side. And for some reason, you know, I was reading in the comments section from last week, and again, like I said, I reviewed everybody. I take a look at other people's videos as well. You know, I love doing that. And for some reason, a lot of people still weren't making that whole Zetsu is half of Obito thing. It was just so weird to me. I'm just like, it's clear as day. Zetsu were growing from that tree. Half of Obito is Zetsu. Let's get it through your heads, people. Alright, anyway. So, apparently, you know, Kishimoto wanted to reiterate, because again, this anime community has this thing. When it comes to these stories, they want to look for plot hole devices. They want to look for faults, and they want to be able to criticize the manga as much as possible. And again, I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying there's a few of you out there who just want to sit there and analyze every little small detail and just try to poke holes into it. So it looks like Kishimoto jumped the gun on this one and also put this out there as well. That's why I think a lot of the poo talk was out there. Now again, like I said, as I was going through the community, I didn't really see anybody say this, but I guess now that you think about it in hindsight, it makes sense. People are probably wondering, if there's no entrances or exits, how the hell is Obito supposed to eat, drink, you know, poo if he's trapped down there? And I guess the way that the Kishimoto decided to answer that question is because of Obito's body is half Zetsu. Zetsu do not need to eat, sleep, or drink. So he's a 24-hour moving machine that doesn't need to, again, like I said, eat, sleep, or poo. So again, even though there wasn't a lot of people out there asking that question, you know, there's a lot of people who want to look for plot hole devices. So there you go, zipped up for you right there. All right, like I said, half of this chapter was just just learning more about the overall relationship and between Zetsus and because apparently Madara is now asleep. I guess he's in some sort of hibernation mode. I guess I don't know what's going on with that really right now. I guess they'll flush that out a little bit later. But to me, this is kind of my analysis of what's going on. I think, and you can just tell in the title of the actual chapter, they're slowly trying to manipulate Obito. Again, we all knew this, because again, we were all sitting here wondering to ourselves, why would Obito, the guy who loved Ren, the guy who loved Kakashi, would ever portray them in this fashion, so absolute, you know, the way that they did it. And you can kind of start seeing how the story with that is starting to unravel. Case in point, you know, there's a scene towards the end of the chapter where one of the Zetsus breaks in and says, "Oh my God, Kakashi and Ren are surrounded by the people from the village of the mist." You know, Obito goes into like a blind rage and is trying to escape, and you know he's like punching the rocks with his Zetsu arm. And his Zetsu arm shatters. You know, it's his apparently he's not strong enough. And before that happened, we actually got like a little Rocky 3, Rocky 4 kind of like montage, training montage. And you know, you just see Obito looking at, thinking about Ren, thinking about Kakashi, and you know, he's slowly training his body. He's doing push-ups. You know, he's jumping around a little cave, basically making his body stronger. And it looks like after that training montage is over, more time had passed, because again, his hair is now grown very long. And again, like I said, you know, he gets this word about Kakashi and Ren being under attack by ninjas from the Hidden Mist, and he wants to get out there and fight. So Zetsu, one of the Zetsus that has been taking care of him, opened up and combined with him using what I like to call the Zetsu Iron Man armor. It completely covers him, and we get to finally see the mask with the swirly mark on it, and that's kind of how the chapter ends. Now this is again, that's kind of, again, like I said, the chapter was very basic, but here's the analysis part that I want to bring to you guys. I seriously think that, number one, Obito doesn't really know how Rin died. And the reason that I say this, if you just hear me out, I think that Zetsus, because again, keep in mind, Zetsus can copy anybody. They can copy up down to their chakra. And again, we all know that Zetsu's purpose is down there is to manipulate Obito. And right now it's not going so well because he only keeps thinking about Kakashi and Rin. So the Zetsus are probably smart enough to realize that's our end. We have to try to get to him through Kakashi and Rin. And again, especially, they must have already deduced that Rin is his connection to this world. So I wouldn't be surprised if next chapter we see Obito go up to the main level again, and the Zetsus are probably playing out something and showing him a version of Rin's death that makes it look like Kakashi left her behind or Kakashi allowed her to die. And I don't think it's going to be the true way that she actually did die. And again, because it just makes sense, because if you go back, and when Obito first announced to Kakashi that you let Rin die, you can tell by Kakashi's face, he was just like, what do you mean I let Rin die? Or something tells me that the way that Obito thinks Rin died and the way she really died are probably two different things. Because I almost promise you that what Obito saw about how Rin died is going to be completely different, and that's going to probably be the turning point for him to want to go through this infinite Tsukuyomi, because we all know now that the infinite Tsukuyomi was not Obito's plan. This is Madara's plan. He has been the man manipulating this entire plan behind the scenes. Obito is just a pawn. So I'm telling you now, here's Showing Up the King's prediction. Obito will come back to the good side, a la, Darth Vader coming back from the dark side to save his son from the Emperor. Trust me on this. I'm telling you, we're gonna, by the time these fillers are done, we're gonna see the biggest mind fuck ever. These Zetsus are playing Obito like a fiddle, and they are gonna play a huge role in how his mind has been manipulated. Oh, and one other thing, it also almost answers another question. Because again, everyone also, including myself, we've all been wondering, how is it that Obito could possibly fight so well without, formal training? We've seen that we can infer that the Zetsus have probably been helping him train as well and giving him materials. But it looks like once he steps into that Zetsu armor, and it also can probably enhance his abilities like tenfold. Because again, like I said, the Zetsu body mixed with his half of the body probably gave him abilities that would allow him to do things that he wouldn't normally be able to do. So again, and when I say that, I mean, hey, Obito versus Minato. So again, you know how in that fight we were all like, there's no way that Obito will be able to fight on par with his master. Yeah, maybe not Obito alone, but Obito in the Zetsu Iron Man armor, yes. So again, like I said, we're going to flush this story out a little bit more once they give us more information. But again, now I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Definitely let's get this conversation started. Comment in the section below. Thumbs up the video if you could, and definitely subscribe. Definitely subscribe. This is Showing Up the King. You guys have a fantastic morning.